Barb, you have a basket of goodies there. What are you doing with your basket of goodies today?
See, I live in the back here. I don't get to hang out in the front and see all the fun new things that come in unless I'm whipping out there. So I was out there looking for something the other day and I went, I didn't know we had that. So I spent a little while today walking around the store, picking things that I didn't know we had, and you probably didn't know we had unless you were specifically looking for them. And a lot of times when it comes to little wonderful gadgets like this, we don't know we need it until we see it.
Well,
and then we
you
go,
might not even know it exists, but
that.
it will solve a problem.
Well, yeah.
So I'm gonna let Barb teach you or show you all the things she didn't know we had.
Okay, so before I dip into my basket of goodies here, I just want to point out that our lovely Dawn has created a display. I said, put out some fabric, Dawn, that people might not know we carry. So this, you won't be able to feel it over the video link. This is actually Cuddle. So, but you can see it's camouflage printed. So if you have maybe a grandson and a granddaughter, and you're going to do a quilt for the granddaughter with some of that fluffy pink Cuddle on the back, wouldn't it be fun to use that on the back of a little boy's quilt? Obviously, I know Leah's probably talked about these, but you might not remember. Cork fabrics in various colors. Look at that. This is our waxed canvas, and this is the stuff they make those outrider coats out of. It's also great for duffel bags. It is literally waxed, so it's water resistant. Great stuff. And of course our double gauze. We've got double gauze by the bolt. We've got double gauze kits, swaddle blankets, stroller blankets, burp cloths. It's a nice summer weight fabric. I'm actually thinking of getting some and making myself just kind of a little shrug to put on, because with the air conditioning, you never know when you're just going to get a little bit chilly. We have mesh. Look at that. For making your tote bags to take to the grocery store. They're going to breathe. They're going to be easy to wash. You don't have to worry about things like that. A couple colors out there. And this stuff, this is called polyurethane something or other. This is wonderful pink stuff. But again, it's waterproof. So if you want to make diaper covers, changing pads, anything where you want that waterproof surface, and then the other side is more fabricy. So don't think we're just quilting cottons. Now, basket of goodies. Ooh, there's all kinds of things. So I'm just going to pick one. I'm going to start with the biggest one. This is a Clover product. Turn it sideways so you can see its length. It's got kind of a ruler thing on it. It looks a little bit like a paper airplane maker, actually. And it is a no hassle triangles gauge. So you can create half square or quarter square triangle blocks without ever cutting triangles. And it actually has spaces down the center of it here where you can lay this on your block. You can mark, this part's going to slide up and down to get the right size, and then you can mark your cutting line on there and probably your stitching line. I would have to measure that. So I thought, well, that's kind of a cool gadget, because we were talking about half square triangles with our last Aunt Annie's quilt. So that's the first thing I spotted. Then, okay, this is totally different. Did you know that we had upholstery needles? Did you ever lose that button off that cushion on your couch and try to get it sewn back on with a needle this big? These things are great. They're not super expensive. Handy to have around. They're also good. And maybe down the road we'll kind of get into some of that for doll making. Something, you know, the teddy bear's lost his arm. How am I going to sew it back in? Well, these things are great. They're going to accommodate a really good heavy thread on that one. What else have I got in my goodie box? What's this thing? It's an iron finger. If you've never seen one of these, if you've ever had to do ironing or pressing on something that's very hard to reach with that big iron and you're trying to hold it. And for me, it's always the steam that gets me, that spouts out. This is going to be heat proof. It's going to hold the edge of the fabric while you press up to it. The other thing you can do with this, because it's got a good diameter to it, is you want to press a seam on a tube. Say you've sewn a channel tube, you want to press that seam open before you turn it. You can slip your tube over this and press right on the surface there. So that was a cool thing. What else have we got? Now we should all have this. We should not have to use dinner knives to turn the screws on the needle plate of our sewing machine because we have lost that little screwdriver thing that comes with it. So this is a Stitcher's hardware kit. It's got a straight inset screwdriver with a bulb-shaped handle, so a nice little squashy one. Flathead screwdriver, extended flat tip screwdriver, and a Phillips screwdriver in there. You can see that these screwdrivers are actually flat, so they're easy to get into those little awkward places on your sewing machine to remove those screws. And we should take the needle plate off of our sewing machine periodically. Give it a little dust underneath. Not going to hurt anything. Oh, burl. What else have we got here? Simflex expanding sewing gauge. I thought, oh, what's this thing? I didn't know we had that. This is like a little accordion metal gauge here, so that when you expand it out, the points on it stay equal distance apart. So for a long arm quilter, I think this would be amazing at getting equally spaced motifs when I was quilting without having to measure and mark or measure and pin. So this, you expand it out. As you can see on the picture, they're using it to plan the buttons and buttonholes on the front of a garment. Shirring, smocking, buttons, eyes, drapery pleats, dress pleats. Anytime you want to mark a piece of fabric in equal distances quickly and easily, that would be a wonderful gadget. Ever been sewing or doing anything else and need just a little bit of extra light? Maybe even your computer. We have a light strip. These are LED lights. They are originally designed to fasten underneath your sewing machine arm, in this case a long arm, but it does come with a standard plug that takes your USB port, so you could put those pretty much anywhere. So I thought that was handy. I sort of knew we had those, but do you ever do a lot of quilting where you have to keep track of marks or rows, or you've got a whole stack of this is row 1, this is row 2? We actually have numbered pins. These are flathead pins with numbers on them. So instead of, like I used to do wooden clothespins like that and write the number on them, it's already marked for you. Keeps things in super organization. Stainless steel pins on there. Now we're getting down to the good stuff. I was looking for one of these the other day because I thought I had seen them. Very similar to a stiletto in that it holds your fabric as you move it underneath the machine, but this actually has 2 prongs to it. Move it right up close here, like that. And they are, one is pointed and one is flat. So if you're trying to hold something flat and feed it carefully under your sewing machine, lace, trim, embellishments, even for ironing, that would be a handy thing to have. I just might have to put that one in a separate pile. And this, I think somebody was asking for this one time fairly recently. Sulky has an iron-on transfer pen. Now, this is for your embroiderers out there. you take this pen, you trace or draw on a piece of paper, turn it over onto your fabric, press it with an iron, and that transfers the markings onto your fabric. Says use plain paper like copy paper or loose leaf paper. It will transfer probably more than once. Hold the transfer in place and press the dry iron down firmly after about 20 seconds. So after tracing or drawing the outline of an image on the paper, you can color it. Always test, dry iron. That's amazing. So if you are one of those people who you've seen a design, perhaps something in a kid's coloring book is often what I suggest, or maybe your children have drawn something for you and you'd like to transfer that image, stitch it as an embroidery, stitch it on a mask. Why not? That's the product that you need. I believe, however, it doesn't come off. It doesn't say anywhere on the instructions that the transferred image will wash out. So it's not designed for temporary use. This is a permanent print and you're going to then stitch over that. So that's kind of cool. What did I find here? Most sewing machines nowadays come with built-in thread cutters, but they're not always where we would like them to be. So I found a thread cutter. TrueTrim thread cutter. And you can just stick it on the side of your machine or in several places on your machine. I might have to swipe one of these and put it on one of my long arms because it doesn't come with a thread cutter. So 360-degree rotating blade for an unlimited cutting surfaces, perfect for long arm and short arm machines, easily slides on and off of the adhesive mount. Why not? It's a cute little gadget, handy to have. I'm saving the cute stuff for the end. I saw this stuff. We have a whole new line by ODiff. They are the company that is producing our 505 temporary spray. But this one, we've got a bunch of different things now. This is called Odicoat. Fabric becomes oilcloth. So this, if you want to take a piece of fabric, it says it's transparent and acid-free, provides protection for projects, fabric accessories, or objects. Once dry, it creates an insulating film that resists stains and humidity. So you can brush it on with the Odicoat card or a flat brush, allow to dry for 20 minutes, 2 or 3 coats. And you can still wash your fabric. So it's collage, fabric embellishing. You may even, it doesn't say specifically, I would do a little bit of research on it. You might be able to use this if you wanted to do like an oilcloth. Oh, Adrian says Odicoat is great. You can make your favorite fabric water resistant, even felt. I'm thinking we're coming into spring, we're coming into outdoor stuff. How about some fabric placemats that you can use outdoor on your patio? You don't have to worry about a few sprinkles of rain, which I understand we're kind of getting out there right now. Patty says Odicoat is great for toiletry bag interiors. So that's a great addition to something like this as well. That is, I just might have to give that one a try. It sounds like it's got multiple uses. In the long and misty and distant past, I was into doll making. So I can see something like this being handy in doll making as well. Might be worth a try. I would have to find out and see how stiff the product is once it's been used. So yeah, I didn't know we had that. It is fairly new for us, but be worth giving a try. And then I thought, okay, what other goodies? Oh, what are these? I'm not sure about these guys. I've heard of them. You've heard of the old trick of putting a strip of moleskin on your sewing machine bed to give you an edge to butt your fabric up against if you want to sew a lot of similar size seams. But we have guidelines here. Guidelines for quilting. Seam guide setter. And these are the seam guides. And so you just stick these on your machine bed. Could be handy. Could be handy. You might want to give it a try. And then I was poking around and I went, ooh. My daughter, who's in her 40s, she doesn't watch this, so I can say that. She has always loved Disney. So everything Disney. I'm going to have to get some of these and put them on a Christmas present because we have Disney buttons. Look at that. This one is Beauty and the Beast. This one is, we have lots of these ones, Frozen. So whether you're using these actually as buttons or as embellishments, they're so much fun. How about Goofy? There's some Goofy buttons. Here's Donald Duck. Woohoo! Donald Duck. And what else is there here? Oh, Disney babies. Look at that. And Rapunzel. So it's even got a button. Yeah, it's got a hair comb with a green froggy thing hanging off of it. Those were so cute. I was so happy to find those. So, isn't that fun? Of all the wonderful goodies, and this is, I sort of only scratched the surface on this one. I see several items here that I'm going, I didn't know we had that, but I can think of several uses for it. This is probably top of my list. So anytime you're looking for something special, something different, something unusual, we are a whole store of very creative people. Give us a phone call, say, I have this problem, I have this need, I'm trying to do this. Is there anything you can recommend? Because sometimes you don't know what you need until you actually see it on the shelf. That's about all I've got for today. Everybody have a great Tuesday. Stay safe, stay kind, and stay calm, especially calm. There's a lot of craziness going on in the world right now, and we don't have to be part of it. Till then, everybody, nice seeing you all. Take care, and we'll talk to you next time. Thanks for joining us.